ginger, give me kokoro. Mato de bijo.
Tetema, 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 tetema. Oh mama,
tetema. Whoa, mama 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 tetema. 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 Whoa, mama 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 tetema. Kisha kime, kime, kimempa. Kime, kimempa. Kime, kimempa. Kime, kimempa. Kisha
will now take the opening prayer by Mr. Makafui Agboyi. Shall we put our hands together for Mr. Agboyi as he comes up to share the opening prayer with us? Mr. Agboyi is a senior lecturer at the Accra Technical Institute, and he'll be opening this morning's event with a prayer. Right.
Thank you. Ms. Agboyi, can we pray? My Father, our Father, we thank you for your faithfulness and for your kindness and the fact that you gave us life, that we can see 25th of April 2023 to be inducted. We pray that your name will be glorified. You would come and be in our midst. At the end of the day, you will be honored and we'll give you all the glory. In Jesus Christ, and we pray in thanksgiving. Amen.
Thank you very much for that opening prayer. Sorry. We do apologize for the late start, but we'll try and make up the time as we go along. Like I said earlier, thank you so much for taking the time out to be here and for joining us this morning. We'll go straight to introduce the chairman for this morning's event. He's a certified internal auditor. He's a senior partner at KPMG. And we'll take a digital introduction for our chairman this morning. While we wait for that digital introduction to play, our chairman heads the KPMG Advisory Services in Ghana. He's a certified internal auditor and a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, CA Ghana, and also a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, FCMA. He holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Ghana Business School and also an MBA in banking and finance. Over the past 30 years, our chairman has attained a variety of experiences in advisory and audit assignments in both private and public sectors. He has consulted for a number of international organizations, including the USAID and the World Bank.
Public sectors. He has consulted for a number of international organizations, including USAID and the World Bank. He has led engagement teams to conduct management investigations, implement technology solutions, and has applied risk management techniques and tools to critical business systems and processes. His key areas of experience include information systems management, internal audit and fraud investigation, project management and accounting, risk assessment and controls, and corporate governance.
Our chairman for this morning's occasion is the person of Mr. Andy Akoto, who is a senior partner at KPMG. Let's welcome our chairman for this morning's event. And I will take a few comments. Yes, sir. You can speak from there, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC, and a good morning to all of us. I wish to, on behalf of KPMG, extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes to the GIPS on this very important occasion. And personally, I want to extend my thanks to the council, the president, and honorary members of the institute for the opportunity to chair this very important ceremony. I understand that the GIPS came into existence on the back of upholding the high principles of integrity and probity in promoting professionalism in procurement and supply chain practices in the country. And you will agree with me that these principles of probity, integrity, are very high level principles and not to be taken lightly. And so, even as we go about the program today, I'll be looking for the opportunity to encourage the incoming members of the Institute as well as existing members for us to work together to build a high moral standard in prosecuting our work as procurement and supply chain professionals in this country. Let's all have a very enjoyable ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Andy Akoto was the chairman for this morning's event. We'll now take a welcome address from the president of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, Mr. Simon Annan. But before he takes his position, we'll take a digital introduction of our president.
Hello, and thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, the Council Chair, Board Chair MEF, Board Chair PPA, the Pro Vice Chancellor UPSA, faculty members from the universities, fellow executive, procurement and supply chain professionals gathered here, students, invited guests. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to welcome you to this esteemed event, which marks the third induction ceremony for the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply to admit new members and confer distinguished honorary and fellowship status on procurement and supply chain leaders who have demonstrated zeal, passion, and unwavering commitment toward achieving the Institute's core mandate. These fellows being recognized today have contributed as thought leaders, mentors, and advocates to the growth and advancement of this profession and the Institute. Many of these inductees are seen as role models for current and upcoming professionals. I salute and thank you for your valuable contribution to the strategic objectives of the Institute. The theme for today's event is shaping the future of procurement and supply chain through professionalization. As we gathered here today, we are reminded of the importance of procurement and supply chain management in the global economy. This field is crucial to the success of businesses, organizations, and governments. As Eric Lepet put it, professionalism is about having integrity, honesty, and sincere regard for the personhood of the customer in the context of always doing what is best for the business. According to Professor Douglas Boatin, and I quote, a limited appreciation of the strategic importance of the professionalization of procurement and supply chain is one of the major reasons for the deindustrialization of Ghana and the rest of the continent. Africa's economic woes will never be resolved without the professionalization of procurement. Furthermore, creating real jobs depends on the professionalization of procurement and supply chain. Mr. Chairman, as part of the leadership mandate to ensure the passage of the Procurement Partisan Bill within 12 months, the team has undertaken several activities since the assumption of office in October 2022. The executive, with the support from the Governing Council, has paid courtesy calls on critical and important stakeholders, including Public Procurement Authority, KPMG, Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, CIPS Office, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, Ghana Office, Chartered Institute of Supply Chain Management, Ghana, IOCO, Internal Audit Agency, Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, and Procurement and Supply Chain Management class of the Civil Service. A draft copy of the bill has been circulated to all these institutions I'm happy today to announce that KPMG has provided thorough and detailed feedback and comment on the draft bill. And I assure Andy that the legal and legislative committee of the Institute is reviewing this comment, and they will be duly incorporated into the final draft. Mr. Chairman, I wish to commend Public Procurement Authority for ensuring that a significant number of procurement entities have staffed the procurement unit with qualified procurement professionals in accordance with Section 19 of the Act 663 as amended. While this session has been implemented, the Institute wishes to bring to the attention of the PPA that many procurement entities do not have qualified procurement professionals sitting on the entity tender committees. This gap has resulted in several procurement infractions, evidenced in the recent Auditor General's report. We hope PPA will take immediate steps in filling this gap. This recommendation will support entity heads in making sound procurement decisions by spotting, identifying, and preventing procurement infractions before they occur. Mr. Chairman, it is also important to note that none of the procurement government entities have qualified procurement professionals on their audit committees. This critical function in the government ecosystem cannot be efficient and effective without the inclusion of procurement professionals. Evidently, procurement infraction constitute over 70% of the audit findings. In this vein, the Institute recommends the inclusion of procurement professionals on the various audit committees. The Institute is deepening its local and international partnership with the key and relevant stakeholders. This objective has culminated in developing and signing a memorandum of understanding with IOCO, IAA, that is Internal Audit Agency, ASCA, GIMPA, SILT, and KPMG. It is worth mentioning that GIPS has signed MOU with KPMG and GIMPA. I think it's a good place to put your hands together. Oh. These collaborations provide mutual benefits and an excellent platform to promote education, capacity building, ethical certification, research, and innovation. We intend to sign similar MOUs with the various stakeholders we have been engaging. Mr. Chairman, the vision of GIPS is to create a vibrant procurement and supply chain institution that can champion value-driven and ethical procurement and supply chain in Ghana. In addition, we desire to build competent, ethical professionals who contribute to our country's socioeconomic development. The trust and confidence of our stakeholders, including you, our valued shareholders and members, have been the vital fuel in the forward marching journey we began in October 2022. This is a new beginning for this noble profession. Let's work together to champion the narrative, or to change the narrative of procurement and supply in Ghana and Africa, and focus on building an institution, not individuals. I welcome you all to this glorious occasion. And on this note, Mr. Chairman, let me also emphasize that because of our diversity and international reach, today, I'm happy to announce that we are inducting a fellow from Kenya, who is a fellow of SIPS, and for that matter, he's sitting here right now, and we're going to induct him to the Institute. So I welcome all of you to this program. United, we rise. Divided, we keep falling. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think we can appreciate him one more time. He said some very profound things, and I'm sure that as the morning goes on, we'll hear a bit more of that. We'll now take some opening remarks from our current council chair, Mrs. Evelyn Sam. But before she comes up, Ma'am, we'll take a digital introduction of our next speaker. Okay. I'll take it from here. Okay, I think they have it now. All right, let's go. Read, right. Our next speaker has over 30 years of working experience in supply chain management across different industries in the United Kingdom and also in Ghana. She has gleaned leadership experience from multinational environments such as retail, FMCG, and telco industries with expertise in merged organizations. She has decades of experience working and rising to senior positions with global brands like MTN Ghana, Unilever Ghana, and Airtel Tigo Ghana since 2018. Her excellent contributions to industry has been recognized with awards, including her recent Industry Personality of the Year awards at the first and second Ghana Procurement and Supply Chain Awards. To give us the opening remarks and our next speaker, let's welcome to the podium Mrs. Evelyn Sam. Let's keep clapping until she takes her position.
Good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, members of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply Community, professionals in various affiliated disciplines, and the media, you are welcome to this induction ceremony, which will admit new members and also honor distinguished honorary and fellowship status on our able leaders who have been focused on strengthening the organization and lifting it to higher levels. The Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply serves as a central organization for professionals, practitioners, and students of the procurement and supply community. This is to promote a high standard of integrity and accountability in the practice of profession in Ghana. With my role as council chair, the council members and I will bring the needed perspective and experience to effective execution of the strategic vision objectives of the Institute. I'm very proud of this experienced and able team who are working with the 7 executive teams to place GIPS as a profession of choice. Our strategic vision is to focus on accelerating the execution of these objectives. 1, to ensure the passage of the procurement bill that will regulate the procurement practice in Ghana. 2, to position and build the GIPS brand to become a profession of choice. 3, to increase the GIPS membership base and provide value to its members. 4, to facilitate partnerships with academia and industry within Ghana and beyond. And lastly, to strengthen the institute systems and structures. Our president, in his presidential update, has shared highlights of the great strides despite the challenges that they've encountered. We thank all members for trusting us with a mandate to move the profession forward through the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, and we trust that we'll achieve all our laid out objectives with your support. For myself as the council chair, the governing council, and the executive committee will welcome you once again to the induction ceremony. Thank you, and God bless us all.
That's Madame Evelyn Sam, sitting chair of the governing council. Let's appreciate her one more time. We will now take a fraternal message from KPMG, and our chairman will oblige us those remarks. Let's appreciate our chairman.
Thank you, Mr. MC. And permit me to step out of my chairman's chair and to extend this fraternal message to the eminent members of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. KPMG stands for integrity and excellence. And these are part of our core values. And so when we began conversations with GIPS sometime last year. It was very heartwarming to note the strides being put in place by the council and the executive committee to move GIPS to a higher pedestal. And we could identify with it because we believe GIPS, and for that matter, the procurement function, deserves all the attention and the support that it can get within our national economy. And various reasons has been ascribed. The multiplicity of findings related to procurement in the Auditor General's report, the fact that procurement function is estimated to contribute about 60% of this country's GDP, and a lot of other reasons that are known to most of us. But more importantly, we felt that to be able to cement this relationship, we needed to take out a memorandum of understanding with GIPS, and that we have gone ahead to do, as the president spoke about moments ago. We've also gone ahead to look at the procurement bill that is being forwarded for parliamentary consideration and made inputs in accordance with the understanding of the objects of the Institute. And we are not stopping there. Within the next week or two, we are also planning to launch a procurement fraud survey with the GIPS. Why? Because we believe findings from that survey will go a long way to help us strengthen areas where, as procurement and supply chain professionals, we have taken for granted, but requires a bit more of academic research and analysis in order to help us prosecute our agenda. Permit me to hone in on the concept of integrity that underpins the very existence of GIPS. It is the famous author, a British author called C.S. Lewis, who once said that integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. Let's think about it. It's doing the right thing when no one is looking. And as human beings, I believe we all have our points of infallibility and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, when we decide to come together as an association or as an institute to promote professionalism in our practices, then we need to pull together to ensure that beyond elements of control, such as the code of ethics and conduct that GIPS has put in place, individually, we are also convinced that we can ascribe to cultural and innate moral principles that enjoins us to uphold the highest principles of integrity wherever we find ourselves. And that calls for courage. That calls for courage. In fact, KPMG, about several years ago, refreshed our value sets. And one of the value systems that came into being as a result of that move was a concept of courage. Because without courage, it becomes very, very difficult for us to stand up for what is right. I have taken my time to go through some of your journals, newsletters, even your code of ethics and conduct. And these are all very laudable strides that have been made by GIPS. And KPMG commits to support you. And it is our expectation that even as we embark on this journey with you, we can all begin to really stick out our professionalism wherever we find ourselves. It's not an easy task. And I note recourse to mechanisms such as the whistleblowing lines, etc. There's a call from the president to serve on the audit committees of the various MDAs, etc. But all these things are going to demand courage. And it is being aware of the modest systems and structures that has come into place as a result of the promulgation of laws and regulations in this Fourth Republic. And it is also by aligning with relevant institutions, including the SHRAJ, the IOCOs, and the rest, that we can be bold enough to stake our claim as professionals belonging to GIPS and ready to really take our name wherever we find ourselves. So on this note, KPMG congratulates all incoming inductees and also extend heartfelt felicitations to the accomplishments of past and present members of council and executive members, and we wish you well in all your plans and future endeavors. Thank you.
Let's put hands together for our chairman once more. As he spoke, there was something that struck me very strongly about the fact that if no one was watching, how many of us would be willing to do the right thing? So I did a quick count of everyone in this room, and there's an odd 175 people seated and about another 25 standing. So that's an odd 200 of us. If each one in this room commits to do the right thing when no one is watching, they will stop treating procurement the way they do in the boardrooms and in meetings, and everyone thinks that they can do procurement. And I walked in here the first time and I was completely blown away. And I'm sharing the message, and there are people here with me today who have never been here. They didn't even know about procurement. So can we all commit as a show of sign that we are going to do the right thing when no one is watching? Can we do that? Mr. President, that's a commitment from your people today. Right, we are at a very important part of this morning's event, which is the induction ceremony proper. And to do that for us, we have the immediate past GIPS Council Chair. I'll be reading his profile, and then when I'm done, we're going to be inducting 3 groups of people. So I will then go through quickly and mention their names, and then when they stand to their feet, the president will administer, the chairman, I beg your pardon, will administer the oath of office, and then we go to the next group. So please bear with us. The immediate past council chair holds a master's degree in finance and has had 26 years of post-qualification experience in procurement. He's also a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, United Kingdom. He's a fellow of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. He's also a former board member of the PPA. He's a former chair of the technical committee of the PPA board. He's also the managing consultant and founder of Supply Chain Consult, a private procurement consultancy firm. He's also the managing director of Jet Petroleum Services Limited. And of course, he's the immediate past GIPS Council President. Let's welcome to administer the oath of office for this group of inductees, Mr. Basil Ahiable. So I will ask the first group to stand, which is the student membership. For all those who are going to be inducted today as student members, please stand to your feet. I understand that you're sitting to my extreme left-hand side of this room. So I'm just going to quickly read out the names as well, just in case you've forgotten that you're being inducted today. But I'm assuming that it's a big thing, so we would have all taken the time out to be here this morning. For those of us who also do not have a copy of the brochure, I'm directed to inform us that a copy is available on our page. So by all means, do go to our page and you'll be able to have access to the brochure. So I'm just very quickly going to go through these names. Ruth Adobia Ado, if you can just stand to your feet. Dauda Lukman Bansi, please stand to your feet. Frederick Kofi Dakon. Okay, Kofi is already on his feet. Abdallah Adam. Abdallah is already on his feet. Felix Mensa. Felix Mensa is not here. Prince Kweku Nkrumah. Prince Kweku Nkrumah is also not here. Georgette Udruwa Ampofo. Georgette is not here. Samuel Ni Aya Okai. Samuel is also not here. And the last inductee, student inductee, is Isaac Kumson Donko. Isaac is not, okay, Isaac is here, right, okay. So I believe you will administer the oath of office now to this group.
Thank you, MC. Mr. Chairman, invited members, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press. For me, this is a very important time in the history of our country and also our profession to be having this induction. We have an ailing economy, and all of us need to be part of the salvage of this economy. The coming years are going to see heavy budget cuts after the haircuts we are all familiar with. And procurement professionals have a very critical role to play in such situations. Your professionalism, your ethical work would see this nation through. Thank you very much. And to the work I'm supposed to do. Please, inductees, after mentioning your name, you say I, you mention your name, you continue with me. I, in the name of the Almighty God, do solemnly affirm that I shall be faithful and true to the mission of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, as set out in the Constitution. I will also serve as a positive role model to live and maintain a high standard of integrity and probity in respect of the practice of procurement and supply management profession. I shall strictly adhere to the code of ethics and conduct of the Institute, Ghana Institute of Procurement Supply, at all times. I further solemnly affirm that I shall should I at any time breach any of the codes of ethics and conduct, I shall submit myself to the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, Baptiste.
Let's appreciate them one more time. So those are new students, members. They've just been inducted into the fold. I will go on straight to the associate membership. If we can have the volume reduced on this microphone, please. Thank you. So for associate membership. Right, thank you. For associate membership, the following persons should please rise to their feet. Deborah Owusu, Luanga Duni, Daniel Ado Owusu, Charles Kumi Abuaji Edu, Kwabena Kwache Boating, Ransom Brown, Boating Konedu Abena, Vincent Derry, Gloria Ann Eje, Benjamin Dakon, Nyantechi Benjamin, Enid Ohui Aloy, Olivia Oparibia Obobi, Michael K. Kwashi, Victor Ajololo, Ricky Anane Souza, Eric Kwesi Isando Jr., Jonathan Adongo, Noble Elikem Dake, Komla Davon, Francis Isuakon, Frank Oliver Bodo, Mpai Moses, Munkaila Shirazu, Tabiasi Na Peter, Theresa Ofosu Esiedu, Francis Owusu Amoakon, Makafui R. Agboyi, Abdullahi Abdul Rahman Aboya, Nana Opoku Fodro, Disraeli Asante Dakon, Perpetual Agbenyega, Sapong Seth, Angela Kote, Nana Aso Adade, Lawrence Kweku Amoakon, Andrew Kwesi Adai, Innocent Bonu, Ernest Nto, Emanuela Adai Nyakon, Amenyo Woni Alexander, Benedicta Nyamiche, Grace Osae, Daniel Quarty, Daniel Sakwa Ohini, Raphael Akbeko Dovolo, Raphael Amate,
It's here. In him, it's here. So you shouldn't ask when you enter.
All right, I'll take the names again. I'll do it real quick, so please oblige me. Associate membership: Deborah Owusu, Luangi Duni, Daniel Ado Owusu, Charles Kumi Abuaji Edu, Kwabena Kwache Boating, Ransom Brown, Boating Konedu Abena, Vincent Derry, Abdullahi Abdulrahman Aboya, Nana Opoku Fodro, Disraeli Asante Dako, Perpetual Agbenyega, Sapon Seth, Angela Kote, Nana Aso Adade, Lawrence Kweku Amoako, Andrew Kwesi Adai, Innocent Bonu, Ernest Nto, Emanuela Adai Nyako, Amenyo Wonu Alexander, Benedicta Nyamiche, Grace Osae, Daniel Quarty, Daniel Sakwa Ohini, Raphael Akbeko Dovlo, Donya Ivan, Stella Dati, Patience Korama, Sakina Afo, Edem Quist, Lillian Sulfit Mate, Amwa Isaac Nana, Sarah Ofori Intim, Ejay Echampong Nyako, Sebastian Syme, Agnes Ano Obing, Sadiq Al Hassan, Samuel Kofi Foley, Stanley Smith Aqua, Ntori Williams, Daniel Quarty, Stella Datsi, Wendy Nunu, Corey Kojo Egan, Vivian Agboyi, Charlotte Ekubia Jehu, Francisca Arthur, Emmanuel Edem Nuku, Diana Mensa, Thermotus Tolo Zogla, Abilba Ayimolka Christopher, Joseph Sulfit Mate, Ernestina Boabing Krampa, Richard Mensa, Jessica Tete Pinto, Paul Zinguna, Sichofe Pelu, Papa Kwesi Sam, Oscar Kwame Kwasafo, Joseph Enim Ado, Henry Mate, Wisdom Geraldo, Edna Edufo, Dr. Kwejo Eje Nyantechi, Raphael Amate, Samuel Opuni Boating, Evelyn Befi Boama, Joseph Osei Dacosta, Edem Ama Quist, Mrs. Sahada Mahama Badunga Sumani, Habib Mohammed Shaibu, Raphael Amponsa Jima, Bless Elikem Mensa, and Kennedy Adeniko. These are our associate members to take the oath of membership.
So you are welcome. Interesting times. Same to you. You raise your hand. I say I, you mention your name, then we continue. Please, those with the sheets, you will help us by. Yeah. I'm told to break it down so we can. I, in the name of the Almighty God, do solemnly affirm that I shall be faithful and true to the mission of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. As set out in its constitution. I will serve as a positive role model to live and maintain a high standard of integrity and probity in respect of the practice of the procurement and supply management profession. I shall strictly adhere to the code of ethics and conduct of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. At all times. I further solemnly affirm that should I at any time breach any of the Institute's codes of conduct and ethics and conduct, I shall submit myself to the ethics and disciplinary committees and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations, my brothers and sisters. So chairman would rope them, give their strips to them before we continue.
While they're being roped, if we can have an underlay of soft music, please.
Prof will assist in this.
From the production bench, if we can have some soft music while they're receiving their sashes. Thank you. Very important and significant moment where our colleagues get inducted into this wonderful and prestigious fraternity of procurement. As we go, may we go forth with the power and integrity of truth, even when no one is watching. It's amazing how the biggest spending budgets are always on procurement, and yet everyone thinks they can do our job. Be cool. Right. We will now go to the last category to be inducted by Mr. Basil Ahiable. And these are full members. They're being accepted into full membership of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply this morning. So again, I'm going to go through the names very quickly. Please oblige me, come forward, and then we can hand over the sashes to you as well. You look beautiful. The associate members, put your hands together for yourself. Right. Can we please have up front Mr. George Osei Opoku, Joseph Obiri Yeboah, Rejoice Amuzu, Seidu Salim Brima, Samuel Kwame Awusa Sagba, Suleiman Abdul Razak Botong, Dr. Jimaima Entriwa Otu, Malik Rashid, Professor Martin Morgan Tuli, Nicholas Ampofo, Isa Abdul Sauki, Mutala Abdul Rahman, Khalid Mahmoud Diyadin, Richmond Ejapong Boama, Rudolph Direx Opata Mate, Robert Ekwia Mensa, Ebenezer Boedi, Hansen Obri Yaboa, Angela Corti, Stella Dadzi, Patience Krama, Sakina Afo, Edem Quist, Lillian Sofit Mate, Amwa Isaac Nana, Sarah Ufori Enim, Ejay Echampong Nyako, Sebastian Syme, Agnes Ano Obing, Sadiq Al Hassan, Samuel Kofi Foley, Stanley Smith Aqua, Ntori Williams, Daniel Porte, Stella Dadzi, Wendy Nunu, Corey Kojo Egan, Vivian Agboyi, Yao Enim Banafo, Charles Kwame Daxon, Samuel K. Danso Amwako, Bafo Antoa Mensa, Aram Kojo Ado, Emmanuel O. Opong, Lovelace Entriwa, Theresa Ifua Jesse Entry, Celestine Jani, Dr. William Akoto Opong, Emmanuel Barnes. I have a sheet somewhere. Where's the sheet? Yeah, please. Grace Bafo Ewa, Stephen Goswin Duko, Abdul Manan Abdullahi, Ransford Aban Mills. I'll just go through the names again very quickly, just to be sure that everyone is captured. So Theresa Ofosu Esiedu, Francis Owusu Amwako, Makafui R. Agoyi, Joseph Obri Yeboah, Rejoice Amuzu, Seidu Salim Brahma, Samuel Kwame Awusasagba, Suleiman Abdul Razak, Dr. Jemima Entriwa Otu, Malik Rashid, Professor Martin Morgan Tuli, Nicholas Ampofu, Isa Abudu Sauki, Mutala Abdul Rahman, Khalid Mahmoud Diyadin, Richmond Ejapong Boama, Rudolph Direx Opata, Robert Ekwia Mensa, Hansen Obri Yeboah, Angela Kote, Charles Kwame Daxon, Samuel Kwesi Danso Amwako, Bafo Antoa Mensa, Aram Kojo Ado, Nuzrat Abba Sam, Emmanuel Ochri Opong, and Lovelace Entriwa, and Yao Banafo. So we can go ahead and do the oath of office now.
So you are welcome. At this stage, I'll need the authority of the council chair to proceed.
Okay, just so we don't leave anyone out, please oblige me. I will do this one more time. We want to make sure that everyone is captured. So for those whose names I've mentioned, if you're here, please come forward already. But otherwise, I'm just going to go through this again.
So, announcement. Those who have registered and have been declared to be members of this institution and did not hear their names here, you can join, please. I understand some came very late. That's normal with us. Please, if you didn't hear your name and you know you've paid and you've gone through the processes, please join. It happens. At times, some of us want to do it last minute. You know, I hear even yesterday in the evening, others were rushing to finish their processes. It's very true. Same happened to our ETCs and others. It's not MPA, we are not that, but can we move on? Are we okay? Are you okay? Can go on. Okay. Please, those who had the sheets from the associates, if you can please hand them over so we can get some of them. Yeah, please. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. So you become a full member of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply after this oath of allegiance to the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. So we go. You raise your hand and you pay particular attention to the words. I, in the name of the Almighty God, do solemnly affirm that I shall be faithful and true to the mission of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. As set out in its constitution. I will serve as a positive role model to live and maintain a high standard of integrity and probity in respect of the practice of the procurement and supply management profession. I shall strictly adhere to the code of ethics and conduct of the Institute. The Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply at all times. I further solemnly affirm that should I at any time breach any of the Institute Code of Ethics and Conduct, I shall submit myself to the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations.
You all look very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I think each one of you should take a photograph alone before you go back to your respective offices. You look very professional and very ethical. Put your hands together for yourself one more time. It would appear that certain names for the full membership were mixed up. And so for those whose names did not appear here, I have assurance from the president that another ceremony will be held for you very shortly to rectify that. So you have not been left out at all. I know there are members of our team who are also joining us from outside of this country. They didn't hear their names, but that will also be arranged after this event. So once again, let's put hands together for ourselves. We will now move to the second part of this morning's induction. That is induction into fellowship. Induction into fellowship. And to do this for us, we have a very wonderful person who is a Pro Vice Chancellor of the UPSA. And we will take a digital introduction for him.
Professor John Kwaku-Mensah-Malto is an astute professional accounting and finance practitioner with over 17 years of experience in higher education and the financial sector.
Okay. All right, I'll read from the screen. Professor John Kwaku-Mensah-Malto is an astute professional with accounting and financing practitioner with over 17 years of experience in higher education and in the financial sector. In September 2022, he's also the Governing Council appointed Dr. Kwaku-Mensah-Malto as the incoming Pro Vice Chancellor of the University of Professional Studies, Accra, from January 2023. He's an Associate Professor of Accounting, and his experience spans governance, accounting, and finance. He has also served on several university statutory committees. Currently, Professor Malto's research area focuses on capital flight in Ghana and the sub-Saharan African countries. He is also a passionate and anti-corruption crusader. He's an association member of the Institute of Fraud Examiners USA and a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, ICAG, and has also been a member of the university's academic board as well as a member of the executive committee. Very, very tall profile. The kind of profile that when I grow up, I want to be like him. Shall we welcome to the podium to conduct the next set of induction for us? We will start with honorary fellowship. Honorary fellowship. And we have two beneficiaries in this category. I'm hoping that my VO will work this time. The first beneficiary is Colonel Joshua Agbotui. Can we have the VO for Colonel? Shall I read?
Is an astute and highly
Shall I read?
revered
Okay.
retired military
Colonel
officer.
Joshua Agbotui is an astute and highly revered retired military officer
His area of
with considerable
specialization
experience in
is
purchasing and supply management.
material management.
His area of specialization in the Army was in material management
Professional
and
training in
logistics.
supply
He
management
had his professional
and
training in supply management at the British Army Ordnance School in the United Kingdom and the Advanced Supply and Procurement and Logistics Training in the United States Army, Quartermaster Logistics Schools, and the University of Virginia, USA. He was a member of the National Association of Purchasing Management, Carolina, Virginia, Incorporated, and an associate of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply, United Kingdom. He started his career in supply management as far back as 1962 as an ordnance officer with the Ghana Army Ordnance Services. The second beneficiary for honorary fellowship, to be inducted into honorary fellowship this morning, is Professor Ameyao Ekonfi. Shall we have his profile up? Professor Christopher Ameyao Ekonfi, born in January 21, 1945, in Jama Techiman in the Bono East region of Ghana, is a celebrated Ghanaian politician, an educationist, and a former Minister of Education in the John Ejikun Kufuor administration. Professor Amiyao Ekunfi is also a renowned zoologist with 2 masters in zoology from the University of Ghana and University of Michigan, United States, respectively. In 1976, he obtained his Doctor of Philosophy from the University of Michigan. His professional career saw him rise from a lecturer and hall tutor of Casely Hayford Hall in 1970 to become the Dean of Faculty of Sciences and of the University of Cape Coast in 1996, after serving in various positions in the university, notably as head of the Zoology Department in 1987. Our second beneficiary for honorary fellowship this morning is Professor Christopher Amiyao Ekunfi. He's also the current board chairman of the PPA. Let's appreciate him. Let's appreciate him. Such distinguished gentlemen. May we all distinguish ourselves in our career as they have done. Wow. This is so beautiful. Let's appreciate them one more time. And now we shall take the oath of fellowship.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am personally humbled and privileged to administer this induction oath to not just ordinary professionals, but distinguished citizens of this country. Humility says, please, you say this after me. I, in the name of the Almighty God, in the name of the Almighty God, do solemnly affirm that I shall be faithful and true to the missions of GIPS as set out in its constitution. I will serve as a positive role model to live and maintain a high standard of integrity and probity in respect of the practice of the procurement and supply management profession. I shall strictly adhere to the code of ethics and conduct of the Institute of Ghana Institute of Procurement Supply at all times. I further solemnly affirm that should I at any time breach any of the Institute code of ethics and conduct, I shall submit myself to the ethics and the disciplinary committees and suffer the penalty thereof. So help me God. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's appreciate them one more time. Honorary Fellowship of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. Next category will be induction into fellowship. We have 13 beneficiaries for this category. First beneficiary is in the person of Madame Evelyn Sam. Can I have the, yeah. I will read. Evelyn Sam has over 30 years of working experience
with 25 years in supply chain management across different industries in the United Kingdom and in Ghana. She has gleaned leadership experience from multinational environments such as the retail, FMCG,
in merged
and
organizations.
telco industries
She
with
joined
expertise in merged organizations. She joined Airtel Tigo Ghana as the Chief Supply Chain Officer in 2018, shortly after Airtel Tigo merger. Prior to this, she worked as the head of supply chain in MTN Ghana Limited Scancom from 2008 to 2018, and from 1998 to 2008 as the company planning manager for Unilever Ghana. Evelyn Sam has built an industry-wide reputation for operational excellence and has been repeatedly recognized for achievements in supply chain management. She won awards for the Industry Personality of the Year at the first and second Ghana Procurement and Supply Chain Award. Additionally, from 2018 to 2019, Evelyn was recognized as one of Ghana's top 20 procurement leaders. In 2019, she served as the SCM judge at the CIPS, Middle East, and SCM Awards in Dubai. Evelyn has developed and implemented SCM strategies by providing direction and planning, specifically in sales and operations planning. She championed the removal of waste in the supply chain areas by streamlining processes and duplication of services. Through this, she worked with various ERP systems, delivering value by optimizing the end-to-end processes. She recruited, trained, and managed talent to deliver best-in-class results. She frequently speaks at the supply chain events to impact the next generation of supply chain professionals. She coaches and counsels teams through championing ethical disciplines. Evelyn is a chartered member and a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Procurement (CIPS) and holds an MBA in Leadership and Sustainability from the University of Canberra, UK. Evelyn Sam has over 30 years working experience with 25 years in supply chain management across different industries in the United Kingdom and in Ghana. She has gleaned leadership experience from multinational environments such as the retail, FMCG, and telco industries with expertise in merged organizations. She joined Airtel Tigo Ghana as the Chief Supply Chain Officer in 2018, shortly after Airtel Tigo merger. Prior to this, she worked as the head of supply chain in MTN Ghana Limited Scancom from 2008 to 2018, and from 1998 to 2008 as the company planning manager for Unilever Ghana. Evelyn Sam has built an industry-wide reputation for operational excellence and has been repeatedly recognized for achievements in supply chain management. She won awards for the Industry Personality of the Year at the first and second Ghana Procurement and Supply Chain Award. Additionally, from 2018 to 2019, Evelyn was recognized as one of Ghana's top 20 procurement leaders. In 2019, she served as the SCM judge at the CIPS, Middle East, and SCM Awards in Dubai. Evelyn has developed and implemented SCM strategies by providing direction and
Our next beneficiary in the category of fellowship is in the person of Mr. Frank Mante, who is the current CEO of Ghana's Public Procurement Authority. He's not here with us. Okay. The next beneficiary is Mr. Collins Ajiman Sapong, who is a chartered procurement supply chain management professional with over 20 years of experience. And today he's being inducted into fellowship. Another round of applause for Mr. Collins Ajiman Sapong.
Collins Ajiman-Sapong. Collins is a chartered procurement and supply chain management professional with over 20 years experience in professional practice. He has worked as head of procurement and supply chain management in a number of local and international organizations, including the United Nations Development Programme, American Embassy, United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Agricultural Development Bank, Standard Chartered Bank Ghana and West Africa, and an adjunct lecturer in 2 universities in Ghana, University of Professional Studies Accra and the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. As a procurement expert, Collins consults for some organizations and also serves on entity tender committees for a number of public and private organizations as a procurement and supply management technical advisor. Mr. Sapong, as a facilitator, has developed and presented in over 100 procurement and supply chain management training workshops and conferences organized by the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Africa, Crown Agents, Ghana Supply Company, universities, and other organizations. He is a chartered member of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply in the UK, certified international procurement professional, and holds an MBA Finance and Economics from the University of Leicester in the United Kingdom, and currently studying for a second master's, a Master of Arts in Corporate and Commercial Law from the University of Ghana Law School. Collins Ajiman-Sapong is currently a consultant procurement specialist on a World Bank-funded project, Ghana Jobs and Skills Project. He's the managing partner of ADES Domos, the CEO and managing consultant of ProSub Consult. He's a board member at National Consortium of Voluntary Organizations Ghana and immediate past president of Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ever eccentric Collins Ajiman-Sapong. Another round of applause for him. Our next beneficiary into the category of fellowship, Mr. Carl Loko, who is also a chartered member of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply with an MBA from GIMPA and also the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, United Kingdom. He's our third beneficiary into fellowship this morning. A round of applause for Mr. Carl Loko.
Mr. Carl Loko holds an MBA degree from GIMPA, a Bachelor of Arts degree in Political Science and History from University of Ghana, a graduate diploma from the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply (CIPS) UK, and a chartered member of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply (GIPS). Currently working with the Public Procurement Authority (PPA) as Director, Policy, Planning and Research. He has coordinated activities of the Sustainable Public Procurement Project funded by the World Bank, SECO, as well as developing guidelines for implementing the policy on locally assembled vehicles, and also chairs the due diligence unit at PPA. As procurement specialist on the World Bank funded public-private partnership project, Carl reviewed all procurement processes for goods, works, consulting and non-consulting services, associated documentation and tasks churned out by participating MDAs, MMDAs in accordance with IDA procurement procedures.
A round of applause for Mr. Carl Loko. Our next beneficiary to be inducted into fellowship this morning is Mr. Charles Taylor. He's also a seasoned procurement consultant with over 35 years of experience in supply chain management.
Charles Taylor is a seasoned procurement consultant with 35 years experience in supply chain management. He was a chairman of the Central Tender Review Committee from August 2017 to February 2022. He was also procurement consultant at the World Bank office in Accra, responsible for projects in Liberia and Ghana for 15 years. Charles was instrumental in the establishment of a procurement training school in Liberia by the World Bank. Prior to joining the bank, he was the managing consultant of Procure Consult, a concise procurement and supply chain consultancy company. He has also undertaken short-term consultancy assignments for the African Development Bank in South Africa and Liberia. He's an adjunct lecturer at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration Consultancy, where he lectures in World Bank procurement guidelines. Charles was once a procurement advisor to Crown Agents USA and one of the procurement consultants engaged by Crown Agents Ghana Limited to develop regulations and manuals for the Public Procurement Authority of Ghana. He was also the procurement advisor to the Millennium Challenge Corporation USA.
Our next beneficiary to be inducted into fellowship, Ambassador Professor Robert Tay.
Robert Tay is a dynamic procurement and supply chain management specialist and a UNSDG Peace Icon and Peace Ambassador with over 20 years of expertise in procurement and supply chain management in both private and public sectors. Professor Tay led the purchase to pay process for Ghana on Project Everest, a joint project team for Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited and Guinness Nigeria PLC, which deployed SAP for Diageo across the West Africa sub-region. He later joined mainstream business.
Right, I'll just take it again very briefly. Ambassador Professor Robert Tay is a dynamic procurement and supply chain management specialist and a United Nations SDG Peace Icon and Peace Ambassador with over 20 years of expertise in procurement and supply chain management in both private and public sector. Professor Tay led the purchase to pay P2P process for Ghana on Project Everest, a joint project team for Ghana Guinness Brewery Limited and Guinness Nigeria PLC, which deployed the SAP for Diageo across the West African sub-region. He later joined mainstream business in Guinness Ghana Breweries Limited as the demand procurement category manager. He also practiced at GIMPA and Teledata Group of Companies, amongst others. Ambassador Robert Tay. Our next beneficiary to be inducted into fellowship this morning is Madame Jane Mbuga. Madame Jane Mbuga.
Ambwe Imboga is a procurement professional with 23 years of both private and public sector procurement experience under her belt. In 2018, she joined the United Nations World Food Programme Regional Bureau in Nairobi as a procurement officer for the region. She's currently an international procurement officer for WFP headquarters, Rome, but is outposted to WFP Ghana. Prior to joining WFP, she was the country head of procurement for Bamburi Cement in Kenya, and before that was the head of procurement for the Agricultural Finance Corporation, a public sector organization. Her previous procurement roles have been at East African Breweries Limited in Kenya, Eskom in South Africa, McCormick and Company, Alstom Transport, Amtrak, and Unilever, all in the US. Wambui is active in the procurement professional space and is a chartered CIPS fellow, was until recently a CIPS Congress.
Madame Jane Wambui Mbuga, representing the Institute's commitment to diversify and partner our sister countries in the field of procurement. Our next beneficiary for this morning's induction into fellowship, Mr. Samuel Boating. Mr. Samuel Boating.
Boateng is a governing council member of the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transportation for 6 years, where he has been a fellow. He is also a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, the Institute of Strategic Management, and the Institute of Supply Chain Management. Mr. Boateng served as the first Ghanaian in the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply Congress, United Kingdom, from 2012 to 2015. He worked as a part-time lecturer at the University of Education, Winneba, Kumasi campus for 10 years, and has been lecturing at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology for 8 years. He holds a master's degree in logistics from Cranfield University and a second master's degree in strategic management from Paris Graduate School of Management, France. He also has a doctorate from Business School of Costa Rica University. Mr. Asare Boateng has worked with 13 different companies holding various positions.
Thank you very much. Our next inductee into fellowship for this morning is Mr. Alexander Akrofi.
Alexander Osae from Procurement and Supply Chain and Project Management background, specializing in public procurement and reforms in 1988. He qualified as a corporate member of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply, London. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply, SIPS, UK, and also a fellow of the Higher Education Academy, UK. He is also a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply, past chairman of the Ghana branch and chairman for Africa for the same institute. He has been involved in public procurement reforms in Ghana, providing training to entities, professional practitioners, and stakeholders to enable them effectively implement the Public Procurement Act 2003 Act 663. Alexander Osae holds an Executive Masters of Business Administration degree from the University of Ghana Business School, a postgraduate certificate in higher education, professional practice from Coventry University, UK. He was an external examiner from 1993 to 2018 to the H&B Purchasing and Supply programs run by Polytechnics in Ghana, and was lead consultant that reviewed the H&B syllabus undertaken by NAPTEX. He was procurement manager in charge of headquarters procurement at the Ghana Port.
Mr. Alexander Akrofi. Just a very quick announcement. Owner of Toyota Corolla with registration GG340916. GG340916, Toyota Corolla. Please attend to your vehicle immediately. There's an emergency. Someone needs to get out of this place. So please attend to your vehicle. Our next beneficiary for induction into fellowship this morning is Madame Jacqueline Angate.
Abna Apia Angati pursued a course in business management at the Institute of Management Studies while pursuing the professional certification in procurement and supply. She attained the certification MCIPS in 1995 with the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply UK. She is currently a fellow of CIPS UK. She was employed at Ghana Supply Commission, now Ghana Supply Company Limited, in 1991 as a procurement assistant, and she rose through the ranks to the position of procurement manager. Among other professional certificates, she holds a Crown Agent Certificate in Health Supply Chain Management from the Scottish Qualifications Authority and an MBA from the University of Leicester. She's a resource person, facilitator in procurement and stores management, and currently an adjunct lecturer in procurement and supply chain management at GIMPA. She has served as a procurement specialist on interview panels at VRA, Cocobord, Regional Maritime Academy, Accra Polytechnic, and Ministry of Finance. Jacqueline joined Ghana Institute of Management.
Madame Jacqueline Angate. Our next beneficiary for induction into fellowship this morning, Madame Felicity Comey.
Felicity Afoko Komi is the Deputy Director in charge of Supply Chain of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and a Fellow of CIPS. Prior to her appointment, she was the head of procurement from 2009 to 2019. Felicity had her secondary education at New Drabing Secondary School, Koforidua, where she obtained her GCE or an A-level certificate. She had her first degree at GIMPA, where she graduated with a first-class honor in Bachelor of Arts in Administration. In the same year, she passed the CIPS professional exams and became MCIPS UK. She holds a master's degree in project management from the University of Ghana and many certificates in short courses. Felicity has served on several committees within Kolebu Teaching Hospital and the Ministry of Health, Ghana, among others. Felicity is a member of the National Supply Chain Technical Work Group that put together the National Supply Chain Workbook and a member of the technical team that put together the current Ministry of Health Procurement Manual, a mentor of the Springboard Roadshow mentoring young professionals, represents CIPS on the tender committees of Ghana College of Nurses and Midwifery Council.
Madam Felicity Komi. Our next beneficiary for induction into fellowship, Mr. Zui Adams.
Adam Zui is currently the head of procurement and supply chain at the headquarters of the Ghana Education Service in Accra, Ghana. He was also the head of procurement at the National Teaching Council from 2017 to 2019, where he made an exceptional impact in restructuring the procurement unit. Mr. Zui has over 13 years' experience in procurement and supply chain management and procurement audit and control. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply. He holds an MSc in Supply Chain Management from Coventry University and currently pursuing his PhD in Educational Leadership and Management at the Philippines Christian University. Over the period in his professional career, Mr. Zui has worked in various capacities and performed exceptionally on various projects. These include both donor and government-funded projects. He currently serves as the procurement specialist on the World Bank project and on various entity tender committees like SIC Insurance Life Company, National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, Cocoa Processing Company Limited, and Coastal Development Authority. Mr. Zui is innovative, proactive, analytical, creative, and an organized professional who brings a fresh approach to organizational relations building, negotiation, projects, and planning.
Our final beneficiary for induction into fellowship this morning is Mr. Kwamena Ija Dum Mensa.
Kwamena Eja Dumensa is a professional with over 2 decades, varied proficiency in procurement and supply chain management, public-private partnerships, concessions management, and enterprise risk management. He is a PPA certified trainer on sustainable procurement. Kwamena Dumensa drafted the Procurement and Supply Chain Practicing Bill in November 2020 and actively participated in the review process of the document. Currently, he works with the Ghana Airports Company Limited as procurement manager and team lead for goods and works category. He joined the Ghana Airports Company Limited in 2012, and through his hard work and positive internal marketing of procurement, he led the process that achieved departmental status and strategic placement of the procurement function in 2016. This represented renewed recognition for procurement as a central point of accountability for the Ghana Airports Company Limited's non-pay discretionary spend covering goods, works, and services, consulting and technical. Prior to working with the Ghana Airports Company Limited, Kwamena worked with the Ghana Immigration Service.
Right. So these are wonderful. Let's appreciate them one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, strong, distinguished ladies and gentlemen who are being inducted into fellowship this morning, and we shall now proceed with the oath. after which they shall receive their certification and medallions. If we can have an underlay of music while this is being done.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, I have a singular moment. Mr. Chairman, once again, I have the singular honor of administering the oath of allegiance to our new fellows. So you say after me, I, in the name of the Lord God Almighty, do solemnly affirm that I shall be truthful and faithful to the mission of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, as set out in its constitution. I will serve as a positive role model to live and maintain a high standard of integrity and probity in respect of the practice of the procurement and supply management profession. I shall strictly adhere to the code of ethics and conduct of the Institute at all times. I further solemnly affirm that should I, at any time, breach any of the Institute's code of ethics and conduct, I shall submit myself to the Ethics and Disciplinary Committee and suffer the penalty for it. So help me God. Congratulations.
Let's appreciate them one more time. Very solemn oath just taken as they're inducted into fellowship this morning. They will now receive their medallions and certificates. We can have the music now, very softly in the background. Very solemn moment to remember. We'll keep the memories as well. The beautiful colors of their gown is symbolic of the many years of hard work that they have put into their profession leading up until this time. May they continue to be examples to the rest of us who have been inducted today at different levels. May we stand on their shoulders and become even better and achieve even more than they have done. While the inductees receive the medallions and the certificates, can I please ask that owner of vehicle with registration number GG3409 2016, it's a Toyota Corolla, you need to attend to your vehicle. And also owner of VW Passat, registration GV211 2021. You also need to attend to your vehicle. Thank you. Thank you very much. Final beneficiary inducted into fellowship. Let's give them a round of applause once again. And now we have the final beneficiary in the category of fellowship. This one is for Distinguished Fellow of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. There is one beneficiary in this category, and it's in the person of Professor Douglas Boating, retired. Let's put our hands together for him as he comes up to get robed. And shall we have his
Oduto Osae,
view?
governance and public financial management expert, a chartered accountant.
I think
and
you have
a
the wrong
lawyer,
view.
practiced
Let's
previously from the Chamber of Koilabi and Co. and has served as the head of finance and accounts at the Institute of Local Government Studies between the year 2000 and 2010. Served as a senior lecturer in local government finance.
I think we have the wrong
fiscal
view. Can we?
decentralization, public financial.
Shall I read? Yes? All right. Professor Douglas Boating, retired, an industrialist, engineer, strategist, and an adjunct academic, is an international chartered director and seasoned social entrepreneur. He holds, amongst others, a postgraduate certificate and diploma in company direction, a master's in industrial and manufacturing logistics systems, and a doctorate in engineering. He was Africa's first ever appointed professor extraordinaire for supply and value chain management, governance, and industrialization. With his expertise, experience, and expertise in corporate governance, director, development, strategy, supply chain management, and procurement, he has successfully held several multi-sectorial C-suite and chairmanship positions in various industries and government sectors. Our beneficiary for Distinguished Fellowship to the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, Professor Douglas Boating. And now he will take his oath. Wow, I love the velvet.
Mr. Chairman.
It's beautiful. Well done, Prof.
Mr. Chairman, another privilege to administer this oath. It's a very wonderful man who has contributed so much to this country. So Professor, you say it after me. I, in the name of the Almighty God, do solemnly affirm that I shall be faithful and true to the mission of GIPS as set out in its constitution. I will serve as a positive role model to live and maintain a high standard of integrity and probity in respect of the practice of the procurement and supply management profession. I shall strictly adhere to the code of ethics and conduct of the Institute at all times. I further solemnly affirm that should I at any time breach any of the Institute code, I shall submit myself to the ethics and disciplinary committee and suffer the penalty thereof. So help me God. Congratulations, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Professor. And now he will receive his medallion and his certificate. I think we can put our hands together one more time. Let's appreciate him before he takes his seat. Newly inducted into Distinguished Fellowship, Professor Douglas Boating. And let's say thank you to Professor John Kweku Mensah Mauto for taking us through the swearing in. Thank you so much, Prof. We're getting to the end of the program gradually. We'll take a quick message from our sponsors. Today's event is sponsored by the following companies: Margins ID Systems. They are a household name in enterprise software and software in Ghana today, focusing on efficiency and business process value chain. If there's a rep from Margins here. Yes, would you like to say a word, please? Yes, let's appreciate them as they come forward.
Good morning. My name is Kweku Dovi, a relationship manager for Margins ID Systems application. We are into identification management solution, and we build solutions for organizations. If you want to protect your belonging, if you want to build an access control system for your organization, and then also verify your organization, your employees, Margins provide that solution and be able to also journey with you. So I would like all of you that you come and taste us, and we'll give you the best solutions that you ever think of. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Margins ID Systems supporting this morning's program. We're also this morning supported by DocuTech. DocuTech, they're a leading partner and a one-stop shop for all office and digital systems. Do we have a rep from DocuTech this morning? Yes, we do. Let's put our hands together for DocuTech.
Thank you, and good morning to all of us. My name is Joe Al-Hassan Fuseni. I'm the General Manager for DocuTech. We are glad to be partnering with your organization. And it's always an interesting interaction when we get to listen to professionals from the procurement body. For us, we provide documentation and digitization services. We are an IT company. So whether you are looking at the best in terms of hardware or software, we are the right company to partner with. Our ethos is to give you the best value for money. So as procurement professionals, you should be dealing with us. We'll give you, whether it's Lenovo, HP, Canon, Xerox, whichever brand it is, we are able to support you locally with the best and original products and service. We look forward to engaging with you, especially now that Ghana is having the digitization drive. We would help you, give you the right solutions to move on. God bless us all, and let's have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank God for digitization. Thank God for DocuTech. Let's put our hands together for them one more time. Our next sponsor for this morning's event is Mobility. Mobility, they're a specialist in technology that deals with state-of-the-art EMV chip cards, and are currently working together on MasterCard certification. Do we have a rep from Mobility? Right, okay. Together with Mid-Atlantic Investments, and they're also a leader in provision of extensive range of ATM consumables, products, and documents. And the group chairman is here with us, person of Mr. Francis Boating, and he will share a few. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Boating.
Thanks very much. Bear with me. I've just got a dodgy knee. Yeah, well, Mobility, we are the premier card technology company in the country. We produce 95% of all Visa and MasterCards in this country. We produce them locally for the banking community. And not just that, we do cards for driver's license, and as anything to do with cards, talk to us and we'll look after you. And then the other company is Mid-Atlantic, where we've moved on from just office equipment. Our mantra is, if it's made in the world, we'll find it and supply. If anywhere it's made in the world and you want it, we'll find and supply. So we haven't boxed ourselves into any equipment or no. If it's made, we'll find it and supply. So talk to us should you need anything. We'll be very happy to look after you. And thanks for putting up with me. As I say, I've got a Dutch name. I've seen so many friends here with whom I've dealt with 20, 30 years ago. Mr. Akrofi, Ken Lagotui, who gave me my first break in this country. Yes. Ken Lagotui gave me my first break in this country many years ago. Didn't know me anywhere. I walked in and he said, right, sit down, son. I'll look after you. And that was years ago. Alex Akrofi, Colin Sapon, Simon Annan, Ibn Sam. Oh, and Yakoto is here, yeah. These are, I'm Bob Tay, I'm really amongst friends here, so it's just, and Prof here. No, it's good to be amongst friends, and it's all about relationship. We're not in this, all right, money helps, but we're not in for the money. It's just a relationship that we build and we become friends, and it's moved beyond just money, and it's our friendship, and we're one big family, which is why anytime there's anything to do with procurement, I'd say I'm more than happy to sponsor and so forth. Yeah, the sponsorship goes back years. Yeah. Since you started, yeah. But that's not because I'm looking for anything, but it's because I'm amongst friends. These are people we go back years and years and years and years. So thank you, Colonel, for giving my first break here. And Andy, when he was a capable, and as I say, Bob, many, everyone here is a friend with whom I've had some relationship. So thank you all again, and may my sponsorship go on forever and ever and ever and ever. Thanks.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Francis Barton, let's appreciate him one more time. The beautiful thing about being in groups like this or institutes like this is that you build your network. And I've always said to people that your network is your net worth. When we're done here today, don't be in a hurry to rush back to the office. There are people in this room you will not get to see without an appointment. I think some people miss that. There are people in this room you will not get to see without an appointment. Take advantage of that. Because you belong to the GIPS, when you show up in the office or when you send them a message, they will respond. But otherwise, they don't know who you are. So let's take the opportunity. We also have some partners for this morning's event. Source One, if they're here, can they just wave to us? Give us a wave. Source One, are they here? They're here. Okay. We also have the BAC group. The BAC group. Are they here with us this morning? Yes, BAC all the way at the back. KPMG, by all means, they're seated here at the table. Thank you so much, KPMG. The Internal Audit Agency. They're also partners for this morning's event. Yes, they're here. The Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. Are they here with us this morning? Yes, they are, all the way at the back. Thank you. And in the front also. And we also have ProSAP Consult. ProSAP Consult, are they also here with us? ProSAP. Okay, I'm sure that they are here with us. So we will move on very quickly. We're at a very important part of this morning's program. After this, then we'll be getting down to ending this program. We have our main speaker for today, and then we'll take a quick view of his introduction. If you could just put it up, I'll read. Our main speaker for this morning is Dr. Eric Oduto Osae. Shall I read? Yes. Dr. Eric Oduto Osae is a governance and public financial management expert, a chartered accountant and a lawyer. He practiced previously from the Chamber of Koilabi and Co. and has served as the head of finance and accounts at the Institute of Local Government Studies between 2000 and 2010. He also served as a senior lecturer in local government finance, fiscal decentralization, public financial management, and the public sector accounting in the same institute, rising to become the founding dean of graduate studies and research of the institute. Dr. Osae is currently the Director-General of the Internal Audit Agency. Until his appointment, he served as the UNDP appointed technical advisor on governance to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development from 2017 to 2020. Our main speaker for this morning's event, help me welcome to the stage, Dr. Eric Oduto Osae.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. In times like this, you don't make long speeches. But distinguished chairman of the Governing Council, past and present members of the Governing Council, Pro-Vice Chancellor of the UPSA, my own brother, newly inducted students, honorary fellows, invited guests. I see honorable members of parliament here, ladies and gentlemen, and the media. Good afternoon once again. I bring you warm greetings from the board and management of the Internal Audit Agency and congratulate the GIPS on the induction of students and fellows into the institute. I am happy to be associated with the work that the institute has been doing for these years. I think that it behooves on all of us to support the institute to deliver on its mandate. In recent times, we have witnessed a lot of reforms in the 5 key public financial management areas: planning, budgeting, procurement and contracting, accounting and reporting, and auditing, including internal and external auditing. However, a cursory view at the PFM reforms suggests that as a country, we have overly concentrated on developing our public procurement laws, leaving out the actors who are supposed to implement the law, to the extent that we have passed laws to regulate the human resource management practice in Ghana. We have passed laws to regulate the accountancy profession in Ghana. We have passed laws to regulate the marketing profession in Ghana. And I was thinking that an important area like procurement, contracting, and supply chain management, which constitute over 60% of our GDP, will be properly regulated so that we'll be assured that the procurement laws of this country will be implemented to the latter. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. The need for professionalization is now. If all other professionals along the PFM cycle is properly regulated, and Ghana is deriving so much benefits from it, we cannot leave procurement out. Do we have anybody to blame if we see a lot of infractions in the Auditor General's report between 2017 and 2020? The current special report on recoveries of the Auditor General indicated that he was able to recover over 1.4 million cedis from contract, stores, and procurement irregularities. These were avoidable if the state had properly supported the GIPS to pass its current bill and give it the leverage to properly regulate the profession. I use this occasion to call on Parliament, to call on government, to call on all key stakeholders and those who really think that we would be able to make a way towards improving public financial management in Ghana to support the GIPS to ensure that its bill is passed. In fact, as a country, we rank failing if we fail to pass this law. Similarly, out of over 8.6 billion Ghana cedis infractions identified by the Auditor General in his 2021 audit report on the performance of 6 major sectors of the Ghanaian economy, over 600 million cedis, representing 3.24%, arose out of avoidable procurement, stores, and contract irregularities. If we were to have professionals, and this, I am not saying we don't have professionals, but I'm talking about regulation. If we were to have an institute established by an act of parliament, regulating professionals, providing guidance, helping them to provide the needed on-the-spot advisory services, we could have saved 600 million cedis. Ladies and gentlemen, as I speak to you now, Ghana has formulated a public financial management strategy, which has been implemented from 2022 to 2026. I want to see professionalization supporting the GIPS as an important integral part of our Ghana's PFM strategy, especially when the PFM strategy has identified the services sector of Ghana to dominate the Ghanaian economy to the extent that it is dominating by 44.6%. And within this 44.6%, we have procurement and supply chain management alone accounting for 39% of the services sector. We cannot understate or underestimate the role of procurement in our development architecture. I want to also say that we cannot blame politicians. We cannot blame ourselves. We have to blame those who are supposed to pass the law. So please, let us make sure that the law is passed. The solution to our problem, the solution to our challenges is regulation. And if we are able to appropriately regulate the profession, we stand to have a lot of benefit. At the moment, we have the Institute of Chartered Accountants meeting in Sunyani to strategize, to come and support accounting and reporting. If we meet here as GIPS, yes, the professional institute is working, but the legal basis is weak. If we are able to support them, we provide a statutory authority for the operation of GIPS. If we are able to support them, we will be able to promote high standards and integrity in the areas of procurement practice in this country. If we are able to support them, we'll be able to improve quality of service among persons engaged in procurement. If we are able to support them, we'll be able to promote and ensure that there is a register of professional procurement and supply chain managers who are in good standing and who at any day, any time, will be prepared to support government. In most times, we have sanctions provisions in the Public Procurement Act. Who implement these sanctions provisions? We have administrative sanctions provision, we have criminal sanctions. However, if we have a properly established institution like GIPS, they will be able to sanction their members anytime they fail to apply the professional practice or ethics or code of ethics of their profession. And this will go a long way to helping us to be able to position our country on the map. We are embarking on digitalization, and you cannot get any better institution to support that approach than equipping GIPS, because they have the members. And today, looking at the students, looking at the fellows, and looking at the persons inducted into membership of the institute, it requires that all of us support their work. Finally, let me say that procurement and supply chain management is key to development. Our governance will not see any progress if we fail to support that agenda. No government can do development. No government can implement infrastructure projects. No government can give consultancy without a procurement process. And therefore, let us keep procurement of professionals as central as far as our development is concerned. They have a lot of challenges. And I want to use this platform to get government and key stakeholders to support us. Reason being that because their legislative framework is weak, there is low or disjointed remuneration and poor conditions of service for some procurement officers along the professional practice chain. There is also a lack of professional protection, and some of them are subject to professional abuse in their areas of practice. This must not continue, because if we have 60% of our GDP spent in the areas of procurement, these are people that must be protected. There is also seemingly unavailability of structured capacity building, to the extent that currently government has introduced an e-procurement system, Ghana Electronic Procurement System, and this procurement system requires that we have hardcore procurement officers who would help government and help individuals to bid for projects. But what do we see? We think that the capacities of professionals have not been adequately developed. And this can only be done if we have the professional institution in place. As I bring this my speech to an end, let me once again congratulate you all on your induction into this noble profession and say that this is what can save Ghana. The decision point is now. I call on Parliament, I call on government, I call on all key stakeholders to join the advocacy towards the speedy passage of the Ghana Chartered Institute of Purchasing and Supply Bill into law for effective regulation of the procurement and supply chain practice in Ghana. As auditors, we cannot do it alone. We need you. And without you as the first line of defense, we'll continue to see these irregularities featuring year in, year out in the Auditor General's report, and funds will be lost, which ordinarily should not have been the case. We value you, and together as professionals, let us build this nation. But the first move should be that government and parliament must take a bold step towards passing our bill. And once it is passed, we would assure you of an effective professional practice support to enable Ghana develop. Thank you very much.
That was Dr. Eric Oduto Osae, DG for the Internal Audit Agency. Let's put us together for him one more time. Very profound thoughts there, and hopefully we'll all become better for it at the end of this process. We want to quickly acknowledge our sponsors. So I'm just going to call them up real quick. To do the presentations of certification to them, we have our current sitting council chair, Madame Evelyn Sam. If she can oblige us. Otherwise, okay, yes, let's put us together for Madame Evelyn Sam. So I'm just going to call up the sponsors. Margins, ID Limited. Can the rep please come up very quickly and take a certification from GIPS in the category of sponsors? Thank you that you keep supporting us. Keep on supporting us. Right, our next beneficiary is DocuTech. DocuTech, I think the CEO was here with us a few minutes ago. Is anyone here from DocuTech? You can receive it on their behalf. Otherwise, we'll move on to mobility. Mobility and Mid-Atlantic. Let's put our hands together for them. Okay, there's someone from DocuTech? Yes. Okay. And then our final sponsor for today Mobility, and Mid-Atlantic. Thank you so much that you keep sponsoring us. Long may your sponsorship continue.
I forgot to say one thing. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get with Mid-Atlantic.
Right. Just also quickly mention that our partners for today's event has been KPMG, Source One, Internal Audit Agency, ProSAP, the BAC Group, and the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. We have another citation to hand over to one of our members, Elizabeth Asemeni Ode, who's also a member of the EXCO. If Elizabeth can please come up. I'll just quickly read about Elizabeth, and then when she comes up, we'll read her citation as well. Is Elizabeth here with us? Okay, it's supposed to be a surprise. So while Elizabeth comes up, Elizabeth Asemeni Ode is a professional buyer and chartered member of the Institute of Procurement and Supply, United Kingdom, and Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. Okay, Elizabeth is here. Okay, Elizabeth, please join us in the front. I'm told this is a surprise. She's a member of the EXCO, ardently supporting the entire process. The president wants to honor you today. So I think she will, where will we, the citation will be, okay, right here. Okay, so I'll read about her. She's a professional buyer and chartered member of the Institute of Procurement and Supply UK and Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply MGIPS and MSIPS. She holds a master's degree in project management from the University of Ghana Business School and is studying for project management certification with the Project Management Institute in the United States. With 15 years of experience in procurement and supply chain management in both private and public sectors, Elizabeth currently serves as a senior procurement manager at the National Health Insurance Authority. And now I will read her citation. Okay, so Elizabeth, this is to you. The Institute acknowledges your exceptional zeal, team spirit, and consistency at exceeding our expectations. Your resourcefulness and ability to always go above and beyond to ensure the team's success is highly remarkable. We sincerely thank you for your selfless investments in the renovation and furnishing of the GIPS Secretariat to make it habitable, safe, and conducive working environment for our employees to serve and deliver value to members. This gesture demonstrates your belief and commitment to building a great institution and a profession of choice. You are indeed a valuable asset to this noble institute. Ayiko, long live GIPS, long live Ghana. Citation in honor of Elizabeth Asemeni Ode. Yes. Well done. Right. I think she was not aware. Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, do you want to say a few words?
I think it goes to her that when we pick up the mantle, or when we assume office, we didn't have secretariat. I mean, the building was there, but she single-handedly finished the office, and she also bought everything that we needed to make the office habitable. And for me, she's been an asset to the committee or the executive committee. And I sincerely also thank her so much. So thank you very much, Elizabeth. Well done.
Right. We're almost at the end of it.
Oh, great. And laptop.
Okay. I like that. We just got some laptops and printers for the GIPS office. I think we can appreciate Mobility and Mid-Atlantic for that. It almost feels like an auction. I almost said, who wants to give us a car? Going once? I don't have permission to do that. Right. We will now go through. We've been joined today here by all of you. Let's put hands together for ourselves. I think that you've been a wonderful audience. We want to quickly acknowledge the presence of the following persons who have been here with us. We want to acknowledge the Sitting Council of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply, So I'll just mention the names quickly and then we'll just wave. Madame Evelyn Sam, who's the chairperson, please give us a wave. Madame Araba Kudiabo. Mr. Rudolph Mate, just give us a wave. Mr. Simon Annan. Mr. Professor Ibn Adaku. Please give us a wave so they can see you. Dr. Della Hello. Dr. Innocent Aqua. Mr. George Poku Osae. Okay, on the back. Thank you, sir. Mr. Philip Paddy. Okay, we are here to, this morning, we just want to acknowledge the presence of Professor Douglas Boating, who's the board chair, Minerals and Income Investment Fund. He's our distinguished fellow beneficiary. Professor Christopher Amiyao Ekunfi. Honorable Samuel Salas Mensa. Colonel Joshua Agbotui. Mr. Frank Mante. Mr. Ebenezer Adaku. Sorry, Professor Ebenezer Adaku. Mr. Andy Akoto. Dr. Eric Osai Odro. Mr. Alexander Akrofi. Mr. Basil Kojo Ahiable. Mr. Collins Ajiman Sapon. GIPS past president, Mrs. Felicity Comey. Dr. Innocent Aqua. Mrs. Jacqueline Anagate. Professor John Kweku Mensa Mauto. Professor Robert Tay. Mr. Charles Taylor. Mr. Asari Boating. Mrs. Olivia Mensa. Dr. Della Hello. Mr. Emmanuel Fianco. Mr. Samson Owusu Efriye. Kwamina Mensa. Mr. Kwamina Mensa. Mr. Carl Loko. Barbara Clemens. Mr. Francis Boating. And I'm also told that we've been graced by the Member of Parliament for Ewutu Senya Breku as a Member of Parliament here with us. Let's honor him. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam, for joining us. Thank you. We will now take the closing remarks from our chairman for this morning's event, after which we'll say the closing prayer. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you would all agree with me that this has been a very solemn but colorful and wonderful ceremony. We've all been pleasantly enriched with what we have seen and heard this morning. Starting with what my good brother and colleague professional, Dr. Oduto Osae said. This is an institute that requires all the support and attention that it can get if, as a country, we are going to develop. In fact, as I speak to you right now, a very, very interesting paper has been published by the Africa Center for Energy Policy and Imani just this month, authored by no less than these eminent scholars, Mr. Benjamin Boakye, Mr. Godfred Bokpin, and Mr. Charles Ofori, to do with breaking the cycle of IMF support through addressing governance inefficiencies and drivers of public debts in Ghana. Amongst a number of the observations that came through from the paper in the intro, and permit me to just read a paragraph. They state, the leading causes of Ghana's public debt have been identified in this paper as stemming from inefficiencies in governance, which have been revealed in weak procurement practices, poor contingency planning, and excessive spending over revenues, inadequate state institutions, and inefficient loan monitoring mechanisms. So you would note that whatever we say, whatever we do, the function of procurement cannot be left out if we are really going to progress as a nation. Among the recommendations that they make at the end of this paper is the need for a national dialogue on the most effective procurement system that aligns with the Ghanaian context and delivers value to citizens. And I call on the GIPS to take up this challenge from this paper to lead that national dialogue to ensure that the impact that GIPS is supposed to make on our economy is well carried. On this note, let me thank all of you, each and every one of you, for spending time to make this ceremony a momentous one. From the wonderful speeches received from the chair of the Governing Council, Madam Evelyn Sam, the president of the Institute, Simon Annan, and all other messages which call at the very minimum for the passage of the procurement of the GIPS Act, actually. I believe it's a call in the right direction. And we would all expect, now that we have the Member of Parliament also in our midst, she will carry the message to her colleagues so that this act comes into fruition very, very, very soon. And that GIPS can also take its rightful place in our national dialogue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. That brings us to the end almost of this morning's proceedings. Shall we call up Mr. Benjamin Baidu, who's the General Manager, Procurement and Logistics, Ghana Gas Company, to say the closing prayer? Okay. I'm told that Mr. Baidu is not here. So let me just quickly acknowledge the Executive Committee, after which I will nominate one of them to say the closing prayer. Executive Committee is made up of Simon Annan, who's the President. Let's put our hands together for Simon. Other members, the Vice President of the Executive Committee, Mr. William Opong. Willie? Okay, William isn't here. The Executive Secretary, Madam Celestine Jani. Celestine, all the way at the back. Elizabeth Ode is the Financial Secretary. She just came up to receive an award. And then Ebenezer Edu is the Organizing Secretary of the Executive Committee. So let's appreciate the Executive Committee one more time. And maybe Celestine, you'll do us the honors. Say the closing prayer. Yes? Yes.
Thank you. Let's share a closer prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for how far you have brought us. Indeed, you have been in our midst. And even as executives, before we started this meeting, our prayer was that this induction will be a transformation encounter. Through the speakers, we have seen you, we have heard, and indeed, it's been transformative for us. Our job is cut out for us as inductees. We ask for grace to go and shine. We ask for grace to go and be professionals, to lift this nation where it ought to be. As we depart, we ask that your presence will go before us, guide us to our various homes and offices. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much. Can I please ask that we now rise to our feet and stand for the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana. After the national anthem, we will have the recession, which will be in a particular order, which I will mention. But now we take the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana. Shall we sing it then? Yes? Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. President. God bless our homeland, Ghana, and make our nation great and strong, bold to defend forever the cause of freedom and of right. Fill our hearts with true humility. Make us cherish fearless honesty and help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. And help us to resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might forevermore. We shall now take the recession, which is in this order: the chairman, all members of the high table, including the president, the distinguished fellow, honorary fellows, and actual fellows. So I'll take it again: the chairman, and all members of the high table. Can we have the recessional song play at least? Yes, when we're ready. After the recession, we'll come back for photo ops. So please don't be in a hurry to leave. After the reception, we'll come back for photo ops. But now we will recess. Chairman, high table, including president, distinguished fellows, honorary fellows, and fellows. So the recession, we will come back for photo ops. Right. Another recession is done. This has been the induction ceremony of the Ghana Institute of Procurement and Supply. It has come to you live from the British Council this morning. Thank you all for joining us. Don't be in a hurry to leave, but let's make sure that we network. There is a photo op set up outside against the backdrop. Make sure you take a photograph. Network with someone before you leave. Remember what I said. The people in this room, you will not get the chance to meet unless you're in a meeting like this. Thank you so much for coming, and God bless you.